While many console owners obsess over the need to play AAA games on their machines or the latest installments of big-name franchises, there are some developers and publishers who understand that not all great games need to have huge budgets or big brand names attached to them. Platforms can be a haven for indie developers who want to bring their games across from the PC. They can be played and enjoyed both equally in longer sessions or bite-sized chunks. This philosophy has brought us some real gems and true classics that will be remembered long after many of these big-name titles have been put out to pasture. Ratalaika Games have spent the last few years seeking out PC developers and bringing an incredibly diverse range of games to consoles, covering almost every genre possible, often seeking inspiration from classic titles from the 80s and 90s. And this brings me on to TETRA's Escape, released for the PS Vita, PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Essentially, this is a side-on platform puzzle game, all about moving blocks under your control from one side of the level to the other to reach a portal so they can escape to the next level, and so on. First impressions are that TETRA's Escape is going to be a relatively simplistic side-scrolling platform puzzle game, and the first couple of levels certainly ease you into thinking this. Simply move your cuboid friends, the Tetras, across the landscape to make sure that you get one of them to the escape portal at the other end, hopefully collecting all of the bonus stars along the way, and it couldn't be simpler, right? Under normal circumstances, I'd say not. Each of these Tetras can walk and climb over the landscape on each level, although thanks to their diminutive stature have limited climbing abilities, so when you get a few levels in and discover areas that are too high to reach, or too wide to traverse normally, that's where the name reveals the key to the real originality in the gameplay for TETRA's Escape. You're going to need help and realise your little Tetra friend isn't alone anymore, and his friends are the answer to all of your problems. Once you have several working together, you'll discover that many of the new Tetras you encounter have the ability to change into different shapes, tetrominos, and by swapping between Tetras you can use their abilities to change them and move them into positions to fill gaps in the landscape. Careful rotation and positioning of these will allow you to traverse the gaps, build staircases, bridges or anything else that you need to reach your goal. If you haven't guessed already, Ratalaika have managed to create a bizarre hybrid blending the platform puzzle genre and one of the greatest games of all time, Tetris. TETRA's Escape is a fiendishly addictive puzzle game, and while the early stages won't tax you too much, they do serve as a gentle introduction to the gameplay mechanics and all you need to know about movement, character swapping and everything else, so you'll be up and running in no time. The difficulty curve is balanced reasonably well enough, although you might start to tear your hair out once you get part way through the second world, especially if you want to get all the bonus stars that are available for collection en route, and the gold cups to be found on each level before you move on to the next. There's plenty here, and you'll certainly get your money's worth from it. 64 levels spread over 8 visually distinctive worlds keep the game looking varied, and with new shapes added to the game the further you progress, it feels as if the game is growing with you as you play, so there's an element of curiosity as you want to know what's coming next. Regardless of the platform you play it on, and I used the PS Vita for this review, which was provided by Ratalaika themselves, it's not pushing the hardware in any way, but it does look attractive and suits the game perfectly, all supported by a great soundtrack that fits the game well. There's plenty of replay value for many of the levels with the inclusions of the stars and the cups available for collection. While earlier levels make it quite easy to pick up everything as you play without any difficulty, later levels may need a little thinking before you can collect all of the bonus items. You can complete stages without picking up anything, but it does give an extra challenge for those of you who want to go back later to try to perfect it. Technically, nothing particularly special. Strip away the 2.5D in-game presentation, and it's nothing that couldn't run, being honest, on any system from the 8-bit era onwards, with little allowances made for the controls, but that doesn't really matter because what we have here is a great game that you can pick up and play at any time. The bite-sized levels make it ideal for quick play on the go whether you're using the PS Vita or the Switch, but it's equally suited for play at home whenever you have a few minutes spare, and is a great way to unwind when you don't need a game that requires quick reactions or is time critical. It's an absolute steal at only £3.99, and as always with Ratalaika Games, the PS4 and PS Vita versions are cross-buy, so you get both releases for a single purchase price. Regardless of which platform you own, it's less than the price of a fast food meal, so there's no reason why you shouldn't give this one a try. You won't regret it. Our score is coming right up.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click on the like button and leave us a comment below. Also, spare a moment to share this video on Twitter, Facebook, and all your social media pages. To get updates on all of our latest videos delivered straight to your inbox, subscribe now using the link on the screen.